Independence of the Seas is a really big cruise ship with lots to do on board, and some of the upgrades she's gotten over the last couple of years have added even new features and amenities to this great cruise ship. So if you've got a cruise booked on Independence and you want to see everything you can see on board the ship, we've got a full walkthrough video tour for you up next. Hey everyone, it's Matt from RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com, and today we're taking a full walkthrough tour of Independence of the Seas, so that way when you get on board this ship, you know where everything is, you know what to expect, and you're prepared for a great cruise vacation. And I gotta tell you, I really love Independence, or as those of us that cruise on it a lot call it, Indy. It's a fabulous ship, lots to do on board, great for kids, great for families, and it offers some really interesting itineraries. Usually, Independence of the Seas is pretty well traveled, offering cruises in the Caribbean and Europe, and today we're going to look at everything you can see, do, eat, and experience on board. Let's begin our tour on the pool deck, and the pool deck is separated into a couple different pool areas, but generally speaking, when you're talking about the pool deck in Independence, there's two different decks to it. There's the lower pool deck and the upper deck. I'm not sure, quite frankly, if there's better names for that, but basically the lower pool deck is where the pools are actually located, whereas the upper pool deck, which we'll see in a little bit, has mostly chairs and seating. So within the lower pool deck and where the pools are located, there are two main pools and some hot tubs that you can enjoy. Access to the pools and the hot tubs are complimentary. There's no additional cost for them, and they're open most hours of the day. Royal Caribbean does shut down the pools later at night, but in the daytime, when most people really want to use it, well, this is when it's going to be open. And as you can see on a sea day, it gets pretty popular in here. So if you want to get a chair by the pool, my recommendation is get there early in the morning. Certainly before about 10 a.m. is probably your best bet. Throughout the day, there can be activities in here like World's Sexiest Man competition and other things as well. In addition, there is Splashaway Bay located also on the pool deck, and Splashaway Bay is a dedicated kids aqua park just for children to enjoy. Basically, it's an excuse to get about as wet and soaked as possible because kids can climb and slide and splash, and there's all sorts of ways they can get themselves wet. There isn't so much a pool here as it is an opportunity to truly just get soaked in here. There's drench buckets, and there's a slide, and there's geysers, and there's other things. I don't know what this thing is that's just like emitting water, but it's a good way to get wet and obviously have a great time. For adults, they're certainly welcome in here, but you're going to find it very juvenile. I think most adults usually stick to the peripheral and then kind of watch their kids as they're going in and out of here. All around the pool deck, though, you're also going to find some shaded areas on both sides of the ship. So these are shaded areas that you can also sit, enjoy, read. Actually, this is my favorite place to sit on the pool deck, is in the shade and be able to enjoy some time there. There are swim vests also available, and these are complimentary, no cost to use them, as are the pool towels. Don't bring your own towels from home on your cruise. Instead, you can rent towels. It's totally free. Just make sure you bring them back before the end of the cruise, otherwise Royal does charge you for them, but you can use as many as you'd like. Also on the pool deck is the soft serve ice cream station, and this is where you can go to get as much soft serve ice cream as you can possibly eat. It's available throughout the day, and it's hard to pass up a really cold cone of ice cream as you're walking by, especially in those Caribbean months. The Tide & Trail store is where you can pick up some gear primarily for like your shore excursion stuff. I mean, certainly some of these items could be used in the pool, but I think the idea here is that you're going to be inspired by the water and want to go in the ocean. One of the restaurants on board Independence of the Seas is Fish and Chips. Get it? Most of the food here is included in your cruise fare. There is an upcharge for some of the items on the menu, but this is a great convenient location to enjoy, well, fish and chips, a traditional English meal, but it's also just tasty for anybody. There's also a bar nearby, and you're going to find a lot of bars on the pool deck as well. But fish and chips is great for a quick little snack. Ideally, you're probably already at the pool deck to begin with, and you want to have something to eat without going back inside. The great thing here is you can certainly wear your bathing suit. You don't have to worry about covering yourself up or putting on your clothes again to go back inside where there is a dress code. Instead, you can just enjoy their food here. There's also a pop-up bar, usually in the pool deck, especially on sea days, and my goodness, that's a lot of pineapples. But Royal Caribbean loves to offer these things. So if you have a drink package, the drinks are included in your drink package. Those pineapple drinks you saw, those plastic souvenir cups, those do cost extra. There are two pool bars, traditional pool bars, on the pool deck versus on the lower deck. And again, the name's not very creative, but you have the pool bar, and they also have the Sky Lounge, which is on the upper pool deck area. In both of these pool bars, you're going to be able to find pina coladas and margaritas and beers and pretty much anything else you'd like to have. You have the choice, of course, of ordering drinks a la carte or getting a drink package. On the upper pool deck, you're going to find lots of seating. So the good thing about the upper pool deck is there's way more seating on here than on the lower pool deck, but not a lot of shade. You're also going to find the jogging track on the upper pool deck, and this is where you can go to walk, jog, or even run. My advice is if you want to actually jog or run, go here really early in the morning, because by the time most people are up on the pool deck, it gets really busy and it's actually pretty difficult to navigate the people around you, so definitely go early in the morning. You're also going to find some creative seating around the midship area, and these are all, by the way, complimentary for you to enjoy. I'm not sure what you describe them as, but there's a lot of seating. Again, the problem, if you want to call it that, is there's not a lot of shade up here. So if you're looking to suntan, well, this is fantastic. But if you're looking for shade, or at least a little shade, you're gonna have to go in the lower pool deck area. The great thing though is if you're not that concerned with being by the pool, like right by the pool, you'll usually find seating elsewhere, like further to the back or further to the front. So, be creative with that. Another really popular activity is obviously to go into the hot tubs and enjoy the time there, but I think for a lot of people, they like to mix and mingle, go between the pool and the hot tubs and just enjoy a great day at sea. Next up is the mini golf course, which is Independence Dunes. Independence Dunes is the name of the mini golf course. Mini golf is complimentary. Before you get to the mini golf course, there's even more seating. I can almost guarantee you no one's actually gonna ever be sitting in these seats. By the way, this thing that looks like the portal to Stargate is not actually gonna bring you to an ancient Egyptian culture. It's just a way for you to cool off. Once you do get through here, there is the mini golf course. Mini golf is included in your cruise fare. Play it as much as you like. It's available both day and night. It's a really fun activity. It's neat. It's creative. It's not just like, this basic mini golf course. There's actually some very challenging holes in here, and it's gonna be a really fun family activity. Over at the front of the pool deck is the solarium. The solarium is the adults-only area for guests that are 18 or older, and the solarium is an enclave for adults to enjoy time, without children around here. You're also not going to find live music here. It's a little more sedated, although that isn't to say that it's a library, don't get me wrong. I mean, you got all adults hanging out here. Some of them do enjoy, getting a little louder or whatnot, but really the idea is that you have a place just for adults to enjoy. There's no cost to the solarium, by the way. And also within the solarium are two cantilevered hot tubs, which actually extend over the side of the ship. This is really cool because if you actually go up to the glass, you can actually see like over the side, as opposed to being in a hot tub that doesn't have that. So there's amazing views in these hot tubs, and they're a lot of fun. For a lot of people, this is a great way to just sit back and relax. And of course, being in the solarium, it's even better for the adults. There is a bar in the Solarium Bar, again, another creative name. And this is where you can go to get drinks. In addition to the bars, by the way, there are roving waiters during the daytime. So eventually someone will come by and ask if you'd like a drink, but certainly you can belly up to the bar and grab your own drinks as you'd like to. The nice thing about the solarium on Independence of the Seas is some of the seating here, because you have some more creative and honestly cushioned seating, more comfortable seating. I like the fact that the loungers have cushions to them, and there are couches and there are benches, and there's just more opportunities to sit than other just traditional lounge chairs. So the thing with the solarium here on Independence is that, as you can see, there is no roof to it. On other Royal Caribbean cruise ships, at least some of them, this is an enclosed area, whereas on the Freedom class ships, of which Independence of the Seas is a Freedom class ship, there is no roof to it. Let's go back to the sports deck. So we're gonna go to the back of the ship. The solarium is in the front. Now we're gonna go all the way to the back to the sports deck. Before we get there though, it's an opportunity to eat, because we're gonna run into Johnny Rockets, which is a specialty restaurant. There's a cover charge to dine here, and Johnny Rockets, similar to the restaurants that are still left on land, are basically a 1950s American-style restaurant in which you're gonna find burgers and hot dogs and milkshakes and chili fries and cheese fries, and really that kind of cuisine. And the milkshakes, I think, are probably second to maybe only the food here. I mean, a lot of people love the milkshakes. There's both indoor and outdoor seating, and it does cost extra to eat there, and it's open for lunch and dinner. Now, here is the sports court, which I promised you, and you're gonna find a variety of activities in the sports court to enjoy throughout your day. The sports court is multi-purpose, so it can offer pickleball or dodgeball or basketball, soccer, basically lots of activities. You can embarrass yourself because you realize it's been 20 years since you tried them in public, or maybe you're really talented. In addition, there's also the rock climbing wall. Rock climbing wall also included in your cruise fare. And the cool thing about the rock climbing wall is there are multiple courses that you can try. And the neat thing is basically you can either try an advanced course or an easy course. So that way the idea is you get all the way to the top and ring that bell while challenging yourself at the same time. These Lucky Climber chips, something my kids used to love when they were younger. Basically, it's a way for kids to just climb up and down and up and down and up and down and get a lot of energy out. I don't know the appeal once you get older, but for younger kids, man, they seem to love this opportunity to just go up and down and challenge themselves, and usually just hang out on the top until you're yelling, "Come on, let's go!" This dome-shaped building used to be called the Sky Pad, But nowadays, it's being used for multi-purpose, similar to the sports courts, including your cruise fare. And you find a variety of activities. Here you're seeing archery, but they can also offer yoga and other activities throughout the day. So check the cruise planner or your Royal Caribbean app for more information. The Flow Rider Surf Simulator is included in your cruise fare as well. The Flow Rider comes in 2 configurations. First is bodyboarding or boogie boarding, whatever you want to call it, and then stand-up surfing. And the idea here is that you try your best to move yourself up to stand-up surfing and give it a try. I've heard the Flow Rider is more akin to skateboarding than really ocean surfing, but it's a fun activity and included. In addition, you'll find water slides on Independence of the Seas. There are 2 water slides, and they are also included in your cruise fare. And water slides offer, well, I don't have to explain water slides. You all know what a water slide is. They're fun, they're free, and they're included in what you can do here, and they're a lot of fun. Basically, you just have to wait for a line, basically, to go up there and then take your turn. You're also going to find at the very back of Independence some extra seating. And again, as I mentioned earlier, if you don't care about being by the pool, this is some of the best spaces for seating because number 1, like no one's going to be here. Number 2, you get amazing views out the back. There's also complimentary ping pong tables, table tennis, whatever you want to call it, and there's also available there. So the sports court has a lot going on, and it's included in your cruise fare. Nearby is Adventure Ocean. Adventure Ocean is the complimentary kids club you're going to find on Independence of the Seas. So this is available for kids between the ages of 3 and 12 years old. And the idea with Adventure Ocean is you bring your kids here, you drop them off, and there's no cost to use it up until 10 o'clock p.m. And you've got counselors here who supervise the whole thing. There's different activities, and it's also age specific. So as you can see here, there's different groupings between 9 and 11 and 3 and 5. There's also a nursery on board. The nursery does cost extra, but trust me, parents, this is the best money you'll ever spend. The nursery is for children between the ages of 6 and 36 months old, and you just have to make reservations when you get on board the ship. In the case of Adventure Ocean or the nursery, go there on embarkation day and register your kids. In addition, there's a teen club called the Living Room, and the teen club, don't worry about the kids stuff in here. This is because they use it in the daytime for babies. But the teen club is really meant for obviously teenagers between the ages of 12 and 17 to have their own hangout spot. Unlike Adventure Ocean, which is more structured, the teen club is just basically an opportunity to hang out and meet other teens. There are activities for teens, but Royal Caribbean recognizes that most teens just want to kind of socialize and hang out, and that's what this space is all about. There's no cost for the teen club as well, and teens can come in here and sign themselves up. My advice, if you have teens, really any children, is make sure you go on the first day. That's usually when friendships form. Conveniently located right next to Adventure Ocean is the arcade. Yes, Royal Caribbean thought of everything for you parents because they put the arcade right by where your kids will always be at Adventure Ocean. The arcade does cost money. Every game has a per game cost to it, and you can simply swipe your SeaPass card and charge for it. You know, whether or not you spend time here or spend money here more likely is up to you. The games do vary, but hey, listen, you're on vacation, maybe spending a couple bucks here isn't too bad. All right, all this walking, all this talking, I'm ready to eat, because next up is the Windjammer Marketplace. This is the cruise ship buffet. The Windjammer is open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day of your cruise, including embarkation day when you get on board. When you walk into the Windjammer, there are opportunities to wash your hands, and you should absolutely wash your hands every single time because you don't want to get sick. And quite frankly, it's the right thing to do. Once inside the Windjammer, you grab a plate and go to one of the buffet stations. You're going to find the greatest variety of food within the Windjammer. And there's just a lot of choices, whether it is breakfast, lunch, or dinner. They do change out. For breakfast, the selections are pretty much the same every day. However, for lunch and dinner, you will find a variety of food where you have different options change throughout the sailing. There's always like standby options. Don't worry, there's always like a burger and hot dog out there for lunch and dinner, but there's also other choices. And quite frankly, I love the international food choices that Royal Caribbean has here, whether it is Indian curry or stir fry or pasta, crepes. There's a lot of good choices here, and it's included. The nice thing about the Windjammer is there's no dress code either. I mean, you just have to wear clothes. You can't come in here with like a bathing suit on. But really, it's casual, it's easy, it's accommodating, and you can get in and out quite easily. The great thing about the Windjammer also is that it's good for kids and for some people who don't want to have a sit-down meal, like at a formal restaurant, which we'll see in a little bit. This is a good alternative. You're also going to find the Coca-Cola Freestyle machine. So if you have a drink package, you'll get a cup that will work with this. Otherwise, you can't use this machine. But there are complimentary drinks as well included in your cruise fare. In addition, there's also the Windjammer Bar, and this is where you can go to get, well, of course, alcoholic drinks and sodas and whatnot. They also offer coffees here as well, and fresh squeezed juices in the morning. Now, again, if it's alcohol or juices or things of that nature, that does cost extra. There's a lot of seating in the Windjammer. It does get busy, though, especially for breakfast. I would say breakfast is the busiest, followed by lunch on a sea day, and then dinner on any day, quite frankly. When it comes to getting a seat at the Windjammer, honestly, if you just avoid the busiest times, which is really like the 9 o'clock hour in the morning for breakfast or like noon for lunch, you can usually find a seat within there. Right next to the Windjammer is Giovanni's Table. This is a specialty restaurant, which means it costs extra to dine here, and this is an Italian restaurant. And there's a cover charge to dine here, and it's open for lunch and dinner. It's open for dinner every day, lunch on some days. Depends on the schedule. Check the app for that. However, you're going to find a variety of Italian food to sample while at Giovanni's. And there's a good mix of traditional Italian food to enjoy. There is, of course, a cost to it, and whether or not you indulge in this or not, the great thing about Giovanni's is they do offer some fantastic food. I really love the pastas here. They're freshly made. The filet mignon that's served here at Giovanni's might actually be better than the filet mignon we're going to see at the next restaurant. However, I do think that the menu overall is very strong and some good choices. Here is the aforementioned restaurant, which is Chops Grill. Chops Grill is the steakhouse on Independence of the Seas, and Chops Grill also open for dinner every day and lunch some days. And they offer, well, as you might imagine, a lot of steak. Now, they also have other choices as well, including chicken and salmon. But I think if you're going to Chops Grill, you're going because you want to have a steak, I imagine. The sides are really good too. But really, if you're in the mood for a good steak, and there's different cuts of steaks as well, Chops is a great choice for that. Next up is the Vitality Spa and Fitness Center. So, if you're looking to indulge or get swole or both, you're going to find this here. The spa does cost extra, and there's a variety of treatments available for you within the Vitality Spa, whether you're talking about things like sweet massages or hot stone massages, Botox, getting your nails done. There's also a salon on board, as you can see here, getting your hair done. These are all available. You can book them before the cruise via the Cruise Planner website or once you're on board the ship. My advice is to pre-book it, not because you're going to save that much money online, but because the time slots do go quickly. In addition, there's a fitness center. The fitness center, aka the gym, is included in your cruise fare. Yeah, all these machines and free weights, they're all included with your cruise fare. You just simply go here and just like your gym at home. Sometimes it's busy, sometimes it's not. But the cool thing about the gym is, first of all, you get some great views out the front, and it's a really big, robust gym. There's a lot of machines here. This is not like a Marriott hotel that has like a couple of free weights in the corner. In addition, there are fitness classes and seminars you could elect to pay for, like spin class as an example. Now, there's not that many of them, but if you're interested in classes, fitness classes, you can sign up for them at the fitness center once you get on board the ship. In addition, you're going to find complimentary changing sauna and steam rooms. So there's a changing room, sauna room, and steam room. And these are actually included in your cruise fare, which is kind of rare these days. But this is included, and they are gender specific. So there's one for men, one for women. Go in here and enjoy it to your heart's content. In addition, there's also places for you to shower, change, and get ready for the gym. A really good hack, by the way, is they have showers in here, and you don't have to go to the gym in order to use the shower. So if you're sharing a cabin with like your kids and you want to shower and they're taking up all the time, Gabby, well, you can go straight to the shower in the fitness center. Let's go all the way up to the Viking Crown Lounge, and this is at the very top of the ship, and I love the views out here. Not just because it's air conditioned, because I really do love that as well, but because you get fantastic views that go out all around the ship. And this is a great place to have a drink, and people watch, look at the scenery. It's a really neat spot, and I think for a lot of people that kind of overlook this area. In addition, there are special events held here. There could be trivia, there could be live music. At night, like really late at night, it becomes the dance area. You've got the silent disco in here, you've got the DJ playing here. So if you're looking for the nightclub experience, this is where you're gonna go. Next up is the Crown Lounge. This is a reserved space just for Royal Caribbean's Crown and Anchor members who are Diamond or above. That's Diamond, Diamond Plus, or Pinnacle Club. If you cruise enough with Royal Caribbean, basically you'll earn enough points to be able to get into this exclusive area. And this is a lounge just for Diamond guests and higher. And the idea is that you're going to be able to have a reserved space that also has drink service in the evening, along with complimentary food throughout the day. These are more snacks and hors d'oeuvres kind of things, but the really cool thing about this not only is the food, because it's really good also, but there's a 24-hour coffee machine you can use, and that's included as well. There's also going to be the Diamond Concierge, who can assist you with any issues you might have. They can be very helpful in making reservations or solving problems. There's also an outdoor seating aspect area, whatever you want to call it, of the Crown Lounge, so if the weather's nice, you can step outside, have a drink, and kind of enjoy the view out here. And it's really nice that Royal Caribbean offers a reserved area just for its top tier members. It's one of many ways that Royal Caribbean recognizes loyalty among its customers. We're going to head up to the Puzzle Break Center, and this is the escape room. And Independence of the Seas has an escape room, which does cost money in order to do this, but essentially it's a challenge that you can endure to see if you can solve a series of clues and puzzles to solve a bigger puzzle and that reveals the solution, if you will, to escaping the room. It's a timed activity. You'll be doing this with other guests on board, and it's a really fun and different kind of activity. There's also a suite lounge on Independence of the Seas, and the suite lounge is for anybody who's staying in a suite, a grand suite or higher. Sorry, if you're in a junior suite, it doesn't count. But if you have access to a grand suite or higher, or you're a Pinnacle Club member, you are allowed to go into the suite lounge. And it's very similar to the Crown Lounge. It's a reserved area just for suite guests. And the idea here also is in the evening, you've got complimentary drinks being served along with hors d'oeuvres throughout the day. There's also the concierge host who can help you with any issues you might have. Think of the suite concierge as like the guest services just for suite guests. And similar to the Crown Lounge, there's also outdoor seating in the suite lounge. So if the weather's nice, you can go up there and enjoy that. To get in, all you have to do is scan your seat pass card and it grants you entry. All right, we're gonna take the elevators down to the main dining room, but first, let's check out the piano in the elevator. Yeah, there's actually, this is a really cool thing, a stowaway piano player. Throughout the cruise, you're gonna find a piano player playing in like elevators and all around the ship. It's a fun activity. Definitely check it out. All right, here is the main dining room on Independence of the Seas. I love the layout, the look of this. It is so regal. And the main dining room is open for dinner every single day of your cruise, also open for breakfast every single day of your cruise, and for lunch on sea days only. The main dining room is included in your cruise fare, and you can go here and enjoy so many good food options. There's a menu that changes every day for dinner. Breakfast is always the same menu, but lunch also changes as well. But the rotating dinner selections offer a different cuisine style. It's not very specific, like even though it might say Mexican night, there's also food that's not Mexican on there. But there's usually a really good mix of food, and it's complimentary. And depending if you choose My Time dining or traditional dining, in which you have the same table mates or you have a more flexible schedule, that's up to you. We've done videos about the pros and cons of each you can check out in this channel. But I really like eating dinner in the main dining room on a cruise. It's just a fun, great experience, and it's a great way also to cap off your evening. There's 3 decks of the dining room. When you book your cruise, you'll be assigned to one of the decks. You'll see that on your SeaPass card. All right, let's head to the Royal Promenade. The Royal Promenade is a major thoroughfare of activities, dining, and entertainment on board your cruise. The Royal Promenade extends from one end of the ship to the other end of the ship, and it's really neat how much they've packed into here. Let's start off with the R Bar, and the R Bar is a lounge you can go to enjoy, well, all sorts of drinks. This bar doesn't have any entertainment in here, but it has a good selection of drinks to choose from, comfortable seating, and it's really good for people watching as well. Across from the bar is guest services. This is where you can go if you have any issues during your cruise. You have a billing issue, something's wrong with your cabin, you have a problem, a question. Guest service is available 24 hours a day to help you out. It's definitely busiest on the first and last day of the cruise. So if you can avoid those times, you'll find far less lines. In fact, one of the best times to go is during dinner time. The shore excursion desk is located right next to guest services, and shore excursion is where you can go to book an excursion, cancel an excursion, have a question about an excursion. They can answer that for you as well. Next Cruise is where you can book another Royal Caribbean cruise. By booking a cruise at Next Cruise, you get extra onboard credit and reduced deposit. But if you're watching this video at home, thank you. My advice is don't wait to book your cruise on board. Really, Next Cruise is meant to, if you're on board the ship, having a great time, and you want to book another cruise, then it's a good idea. But if you wait until you get on board your ship to go to Next Cruise, the price could go up, thus negating the savings of that extra onboard credit. As we move down the Royal Promenade, you're gonna find a lot of other really fun venues to check out. One of my favorites is, of course, Sugar Beach, because who doesn't love candy, ice cream, and more? This all costs extra, unfortunately, but if you're in the market for candy and snacks and what have you, Sugar Beach is an option for you. This might actually be a really good place to use your onboard credit if you have it. And then there is the ice cream shop, and the ice cream shop on Independence of the Seas offers ice cream that costs extra, but the advantage of this place, if you want to look at it, because of course you can get complimentary ice cream back in the Windjammer or the main dining room, is that there's far more flavors. Usually the complimentary stuff is like 2 or 3 flavors, whereas here you've got a variety of flavors and they're available every day of your cruise. Plus you can get waffle cones and toppings on board, so if you're in the market for ice cream, this is the place to go. Across the way is Cafe Promenade. Cafe Promenade is where you can get coffee, tea, and snacks. Cafe Promenade is a blend of including your cruise fare and things that cost extra. Certainly there is complimentary coffee and tea and snacks you'll see here. In addition, there are also other drinks that do cost extra, lattes, macchiatos, espresso, that costs extra. So it's up to you whether or not you want to indulge in the extra stuff or use what's included in your cruise fare. Personally, I like going here and getting my morning coffee, like a latte or a macchiato. Actually, I prefer a iced macchiato here. It's really good. and definitely gets busy in the morning when a lot of other people want their coffee as well. And they do serve Starbucks drinks here, which is actually included in a drink package because it's at Cafe Promenade. Nonetheless, Cafe Promenade is a great place and it's open 24 hours. Right next door is the pub. The Ale and Anchor is the English style pub, and I love the pub on Royal Caribbean cruise ships, and I love the layout here. What I love about this is not just that it's an English style pub, but in the evening hours, you're gonna have a guitarist who plays here. So my favorite thing to do in the evening is order a drink at the bar or from my table, and then sing along to songs that I know the words to. It's a lot of fun when you have that kind of an experience where it's the, bar songs. It is a lot of Garth Brooks and Kenny Chesney and Guns N' Roses and just songs you know and sing along to, enjoy a drink. It's a great spot for them. There's also a pass-through down to Casino Royale on the Royal Promenade, which we'll see the casino in just a little bit, but it's a great shortcut down to the casino from the Royal Promenade or vice versa. Vintages is located also on the Royal Promenade, and this is the wine bar on board. If you happen to see a retired couple named Don and Judy, be sure to say hello to them. But in the meantime, you might find also a great selection of wine. In terms of the wines offered, you can order wines by the glass or by the bottle, and obviously there's a wide range of options here. So if you're a wine drinker, this is the place for you because there's a lot of different choices. Some of it included in your drink package, otherwise you pay extra for it. Santos Pizza is our next stop. This is complimentary pizza available not 24 hours, but most hours of the day and well into the late night hours. Santos Pizza is where you can get a slice of pizza, and it's included, and there's a couple different varieties, whether it's cheese, pepperoni, or some rotating options. The choice is yours. There's also the Coca-Cola Freestyle machines here, which we saw earlier in the Windjammer, and instead here, these are also offered in Sorrento, so it's a convenient location on the Royal Promenade. I think a lot of people really do enjoy the Santos Pizza, especially for the late night snacks. So this might be a good option for you when it gets past midnight or so. But I gotta say, the pizza's gotten better at Sorrento's, and I really do like it. And it's whether you just want to have it for a snack or actually a full meal, you can totally do that. All right, there's also some shopping opportunities on the Royal Promenade. There's a variety of different shops, and they offer, sunglasses and jewelry and Royal Caribbean souvenirs. And obviously everything here does cost extra, but if you're in the market for shopping on board, well, the Royal Promenade is the place to go. You're gonna find name brand as well as more generic souvenirs to purchase. There's also perfumes and tobacco products, and they're duty-free, by the way. So it's an opportunity for you to actually, of course, bring home some souvenirs or bring some things back that say Independence of the Seas or Royal Caribbean. I think the Royal Caribbean shop is definitely the most popular option. There's also a sundry store, but my advice also is definitely bring that stuff ahead of time. Anyway, as we exit the Royal Promenade, we're going to head down the Royal Promenade as we run into the Star Lounge. Before we get there, we're actually going to see the library. There is a library on Independence of the Seas. It's kind of hidden, but it does exist, and this is basically just a place where there's obviously books and also a place to sit and read. It's a quiet space, so it's a good opportunity if you're looking to read a book, maybe even borrow a book, then these are available here. There's no cost to the library, just please bring the books back. There are also computer stations you can use. The computer stations are just terminals that if you have an internet package, you can use that. My advice is just rely on your phone or computer that you probably already brought with you, but they are available there as well. Here is the Star Lounge. Star Lounge is a multi-purpose venue. So basically this venue is used for various things throughout the day. It could be used for bingo or a dance party, or a band could perform in here. And you're gonna find a lot of different things, karaoke. It is somewhere that just basically can handle a lot of different activities. And there's also a bar within the Star Lounge. So when there's an activity in here, don't worry, you can still get your drink service. Odds are when you're looking at different activities on board your cruise, there's a good chance one of them will be held in the Star Lounge. And when it comes, by the way, to the activities on board, when you look at the Royal Caribbean app, the vast majority are included in your cruise fare. Now, in addition, on the Royal Promenade, there are events that occur in the evening primarily. You'll see different themes. There could be 70s party, dance parties, 80s parties, other parties. You're going to find a lot of different events held on the Royal Promenade, especially in the evening hours. So it's really important to check the Royal Caribbean app for more information about that. We're going to head down to Deck 4, and this is the deck below the Royal Promenade. And there's a lot more to see on Independence. We're not quite done yet. First of all is Boleros. Boleros is a Latin-themed bar. And what distinguishes Boleros from other bars is, first of all, the drink selection. There's a lot more margaritas and caprijanas and mojitos. And, of course, the live music here really makes Boleros stand out. You're going to find live bands perform here primarily in the afternoon and evenings, and it really gets busy in Boleros. People love going here. People do enjoy the live music performances and the great drink selections as well. Playmakers is our next place to see on this tour, and Playmakers is the sports bar on Independence of the Seas. Playmakers is located basically between the atrium area and the casino, and this is where you can go to not only enjoy food and drink, which we'll see in a little bit, but also a lot of sporting events. I mean, this is the signature sports bar for Royal Caribbean, and this place gets really busy if there's almost any kind of sporting event going on of interest, whether it is college football, NFL football, baseball, hockey. Just kidding, no one watches that. But all other sports, there's a lot of things on there that are going to attract a lot of people, and they enjoy that experience. Actually, a little bit of casino games in here along with arcade games. Now, of course, the food and drink are going to cost extra at Playmakers. There's also a large casino on Independence of the Seas. The casino offers table games, slot machines, and it's your chance at luck. Obviously, everything here does cost money in order to play. You need to be 18 years old or older in order to play in the casino. And for a lot of people, the casino is a big part of the cruise experience, whether they gamble $20 or they gamble a lot of money. Really, that's up to you, but the entertainment factor that comes in with gambling responsibly, I think is what a lot of people enjoy about going on a ship like Independence of the Seas. And the casino is open most hours of the day. It's really just a matter of if the ship is in port or not, because the ship is not able to open the casino while they're in territorial waters. Next up is the Schooner Bar. This is the nautical themed bar on Independence. And the great thing about the Schooner Bar is not only the look of it, the aesthetics of it, but also the fun events they have in here. Traditionally, this is where you're going to find most of the trivia events on Independence. And throughout the day, there's different events. There could be napkin folding. There could be trivia events. There could be, in the evening hours, the very popular piano player that sings all sorts of popular hits. And it's a very popular event in the evening hours, similar to the English pub up on the Promenade. The Schooner Bar is right up there with popularity. People who just want to hear some great music and enjoy a drink while they're at it. There's a lot of seating within the Schooner Bar, and really the issue is just a matter of getting a seat for the more popular events. I mean, really, if it's like a good trivia event, or if it's the piano bar player, you get very, very busy. There is a Zumi Habachi and Sushi on Independence of the Seas. This is the specialty restaurant that has Japanese cuisine. Primarily, like 90% of it is hibachi. This is the teppan style dining in which you sit around a table and they cook in front of you. There is a sushi bar and like one or two tables hidden around the place that you could order sushi as well. Sushi can be ordered anywhere, but the hibachi experience is only available at the hibachi tables. And I gotta say, this is a real crowd pleaser. If you're looking for one restaurant to try on Independence that costs extra, it might be Zumi Habachi. Now, all around deck 4 is a promenade deck that goes around the outside of the ship. This is really a quieter area. It's a classic place to go enjoy the views of the ocean. There's no music, there's no bars here. But what's really nice about it is you can do some laps around the ship, whether you're simply walking or not quite jogging. It's not really meant for that. But it's a great space to hang out and read a book and enjoy the view. And one of my favorite things about Independence, if you go all the way to the front of the ship, is the helipad. This is a place where you can actually go right to the front of the ship on the bow and enjoy the best views. Not only is it great for a selfie in here, but also when your ship is sailing into port or out of port, it is my favorite place on board the ship to go to. Some great photos, and not a lot of people know that it's a thing that you can actually go to. Simply just go down to deck 4, walk all the way forward, and you'll literally run into it. Our next venue is the Royal Theater. So there's actually a full theater on board the ship, and this is where you can enjoy different shows throughout your cruise. The entertainment is included in your cruise fare, and you're gonna find different shows on here throughout your sailing. Check the Royal Caribbean app for the exact specifics of it. But Independence of the Seas does offer Grease, the Broadway musical. The full musical is included in your cruise fare, and you can watch it during your sailing. It's incredible that Royal Caribbean includes that here, and it's available on Independence of the Seas. So I would definitely recommend getting here early in order to get a seat for it, because it is well worth it. In addition, there are other events like the Love and Marriage Game Show, comedy shows, headliner attractions. There's all sorts of different shows that are here. Usually there's something happening every night of the cruise. So again, refer to the cruise app for more information on what is available there. You're also going to find the Loyalty Ambassador, and the Loyalty Ambassador is who you can speak with if you have any questions about your Royal Caribbean Crown and Anchor status. There's also a conference center, and odds are, if you're not on part of a group, you'll never see this room. But if you happen to be on Independence as part of a larger group, they may have access to the conference center. Otherwise, for other guests, there's no need to go here. At the lower deck of the atrium is also the art gallery. So Royal Caribbean offers art auctions during their sailing, and if you want to preview the art ahead of time, this is where you can go to see it. There's all sorts of pieces of art that you can bid on, and if you win the auction, then they'll mail you some artwork back to your house. You don't take it off the ship. That brings us to the photo gallery. So if you have a photo taken of you professionally by one of Royal Caribbean's photographers, this is where you can go to look at the photos and order prints or digital downloads. So throughout your sailing, you're going to find photographers who are willing to take your photos. There's no cost to take a photo, but if you'd like to actually order said photo and bring it home as a souvenir, this is where you can go. Simply scan your SeaPass card, and then using facial recognition, they know who you are, and you can find your photos over there. If you pre-purchase the photo package, of course, they're preloaded, and you can preview all the photos that are available here. There's also the option to purchase photos individually in order to buy maybe some photo accessories, and there's also the photo studio. The photo studio is different. This is actually where you do a sitting. And if you're interested in more information, you can stop by and ask for that. And then you have Studio B, which is the ice skating rink. Yeah, there's actually a full ice skating rink on Independence. And so this doubles as two venues. One, you're going to have open skate, in which you can actually get on ice skates and go down to the ice. Royal Caribbean provides all the gear you need. You simply bring long pants and socks, and they provide everything else. In addition, you'll find things like the Crazy Quest, which is an adult scavenger hunt show performed here as well, along with the Red Party, really late at night. These are very popular events for adults only. And in addition to all of that, there's ice skating shows you can see. I think you might be thinking, ice skating show, do I really want to go see one? Yes, it's actually really good, and I highly recommend it. The ice skating shows are included in your cruise fare, and you should definitely make a point of seeing it during your sailing. The cast of the ice skating shows are extremely talented, national champions, and they're really good at what they do. We're going to head into the elevators. There are two elevator banks in the forward and mid part of the ship, and they access all the decks from either one. Really, it's a matter of, where you're going and the proximity, which elevator bank to choose. Certainly, you're going to have a stateroom somewhere on the ship. There are four main categories of staterooms on a Royal Caribbean ship. Inside, ocean view, balcony, and suites. A lot of people end up in balconies. That doesn't say that's the right choice. It's really a question of how many people are in your group, what your budget is, what you're looking to get out of your cabin, and of course, what is your preference when it comes to a lot of these things. Some people really absolutely will not sail on anything other than a balcony. Other people are more pragmatists, and they'd rather save money, get an inside cabin, and save that extra money that they would have spent on a balcony and use it for another cruise or for add-ons and extras for their current sailing on Independence. Like I said, there isn't a right or wrong answer as to which cabin to choose. It's really a matter of your budget and personal preferences. There's arguments to be made for either one. If you have an inside cabin, you could say, hey, how much time am I actually going to spend in my cabin? You're just going to be simply showering, changing, and then you'll be out doing all the amazing things we've seen on this video tour. Or you might say, you know what? It's just nice to have a balcony space and a larger space for the living space within the cabin itself. All cabins have a private bathroom with their own shower, and toilet, and sink, so you don't have to worry about that. It's really a matter of just simply, are you interested in paying more for a larger living space and or a balcony that comes with it? Well, that's going to do it for our video tour of Independence of the Seas. Now you've seen every single thing on Independence of the Seas. You've seen every venue there is on board. It's an incredible cruise ship, and I really love the value that Independence offers and the amazing itineraries that you can book. Hopefully with this video tour in hand, you're now going to be properly prepared for where everything is on board the ship, and you're going to have a better cruise off the bat. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications. That way YouTube lets you know when we have a brand new video to share. This has been Matt from RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com, and we'll talk again real soon.